What's up, everyone? Welcome to the September 21st edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, be sure to click the link below to claim up to a $100 first match deposit bonus with PrizePicks. We have a 9-game MLB slate tonight. And as usual, we're going to take a look at 3 of the top tournament stacks and 3 of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the Stokastic.com website. Starting with the top stacks, number 3, the Baltimore Orioles are hosting Matt Manning tonight. He is a right-handed pitcher, unlike the last 2 pitchers that the Orioles have struggled against. That is especially important because left-handed power plays up more in Camden Yards than right-handed power does. So it sets up as a pretty good spot for them. Manning has only struck out 18.6% of hitters with a 4.2 xFIP so far this season. The Orioles' active roster has a 99 WRC plus and 161 ISO. They're projected for 8% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring stack and a 7% chance of being the top value stack. Number 2, Texas Rangers taking on Tucker Davidson tonight. Davidson has really struggled this year in 9 starts for the Angels. He's only struck out 13.5% of hitters with a 5.78 xFIP. The Rangers have a 107 WRC plus and 168 ISO on their active roster. They're projected for 7% ownership with an 8% chance of being the top scoring stack. And number 1, the San Francisco Giants taking on German Marquez tonight in Coors Field. Marquez is a solid pitcher, only an 18.4% strikeout percentage, but a 4.1 xFIP. He doesn't strike out a lot of guys, as I mentioned. You are likely to have the Giants putting the ball in play, but he's a good enough pitcher, too, that you'll get a little bit less ownership on the Giants most likely tonight than you were on previous slates, which makes them look pretty appealing. They're projected for 15% ownership with a 14% chance of being the top scoring stack and a 13% chance of being the top value stack. Their active roster has a 104 WRC plus and 161 ISO so far this season. Now, before we take a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, we do have a new promo code for viewers of these videos. That promo code is ADAMMLB. You can see it written at the top of the screen. Use it and get 50% off Stokastic Plus weekly. This offer is available for new users only, but if you haven't already signed up for Stokastic Plus, take advantage. You'll get access to behind the paywall data, including the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool that I reference in these videos. So again, that's promo code ADAMMLB. Use it and get 50% off Stokastic Plus weekly. Now, taking a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, number 3, Lance Lynn has a difficult matchup tonight against the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland's active roster has just a 16.2% strikeout percentage with a 102 WRC plus. Lynn has struck out 26.2% of hitters with a 3.31 xFIP overall this season. He is $10,400, so he's relatively expensive. One thing working in his favor, though, is that the White Sox need to win every game that they can, and Lynn is a workhorse for this team, so he's not likely to be on any sort of pitch restriction. He should have one of the longest leashes on the slate when a lot of teams are starting to pull back on their starters because they've already clinched the postseason. Lynn is only projected for 5% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. Number 2, Tristan Mckenzie, $9,600 on the other side of that game, taking on the Chicago White Sox. Mckenzie's projected for 2% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. The White Sox active roster has a 20% strikeout percentage and 103 WRC plus. Mckenzie has a 25.2% strikeout percentage and 3.88 xFIP so far this season. And number 1, Robbie Ray, taking on the Oakland Athletics tonight in Oakland. He is very popular, getting 36% ownership, but he has a 12% chance of being the top scoring pitcher at $10,000. Ray has struck out 27.7% of hitters this year with a 3.52 xFIP, and he stands out as one of the only pitchers who is likely to have a long leash and also has a very good matchup. So he's someone that I will be getting to in lineups where I use lower owned hitters. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the Baltimore Orioles; number 2, the Texas Rangers; number 1, the San Francisco Giants; and the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Lance Lynn; number 2, Tristan Mckenzie; and number 1, Robbie Ray.